Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to 5 Questions With. Last week we had some amazing guests on the show, and boy, did we deep dive into their worlds. But here's the best part. We also uncovered their fun and playful sides. Our host, Scott Fullerton, has a treat for you today. You see, 5 Questions isn't just about serious stuff. We like to keep it light and quirky too. We ask questions that let our guests show their wonderfully unique and playful sides. Imagine this. What would they do if they woke up as a squirrel one day? Or what's their favorite ice cream flavor that describes their personality? It's all about bringing out their hidden quirks and having a blast along the way. We believe that even the most successful and accomplished individuals have a fun side, and we're here to celebrate that. So get ready to witness the fun and playful side of our extraordinary guests. You'll laugh, you'll smile, and you might just discover a thing or two about them that you never knew. So sit back, grab a drink, and get ready for the show.
Alrighty, guys, if it's Tuesday, it's time for another 5 Questions With. Back with me in studio is the very handsome, the very talented Mr. Nathaniel Dolquist is back with us. If you missed our interview last week, be sure to check out the link below. We talked about all his amazing career and especially his hit web series he created last year, Hulkling and Wiccan, Love is Power. Nathaniel, welcome back to Left to Straight Show Interviews, my friend. How are you?
Oh, I'm great, Scott. Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Had such a fun time talking about this series and all your great work with your academy, helping youngsters prep for college and life in general. Let's ready to play a little 5 questions. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. Question number 1. We're big foodies here around Left of Straight Show. So I want you to throw a dinner party and invite an actor, an actress, and a director you might want to pick their brains with, and they could be living or past. Who would you invite to dinner?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is for a director, I'd love to meet Jack Schaefer, who did WandaVision and Agatha. Oh, that would be so fun to talk to her and just see how she made what she made. I have always wanted to have dinner with Emilia Clarke, who played Daenerys Targaryen in Game of Thrones. My God, I would love so much to meet her. And right now, I'd also really like to have dinner with Jonathan Bailey, who is playing Fiyero in the upcoming Wicked movie, who played Anthony in Bridgerton, who is like just crazy talented, and hear about what his life has been like. And if he's not available, then I've always wanted to like have tea with Tom Hiddleston and just like hear about what his life has been like and what he loves to do as an artist. So
that would be an amazing dinner party. And the inner foodie in me wants to know what you would serve. Do you have a special dish you prepare? Are you a master in the kitchen, or every once in a while?
You know, I have done a lot of cooking in my day. And for such illustrious company, I would probably try and do something that had a bunch of different flavors. So I make a bean casserole that has a lot of like really deep flavors in it. It's like peppers and onions and black beans. And then I usually put cornbread on top of it. So I think that would be fun. I'm also big into letting people control their own portion sizes. So I do love a casserole because then you can sort of eat as much as you want or as little as you want. And nobody knows because it's just a casserole. So like you just kind of take what you need.
Great advice. And I love to do a deep dive in my interviews. So if you feel inclined, you can find a little shirtless cooking with Nathaniel out there online. So always fun as well. I didn't know that I enjoy beets so much, but it looks pretty good.
Oh yeah, you know, you never know. If you're going to get a box of vegetables in the mail, you just never know what you're going to get. Man, that was a good time in New York. I was just like making stuff. I got to get that series going again. It was a lot of fun.
You should. It was a lot of fun. All right, question number 2, my friend. You made this amazing series with Hulkling and Wiccan. If you could bring 3 Marvel characters into season 2, who would you like to bring on board?
Well, it's funny you ask because I have written season 2 and I have sent it to Marvel. So I actually have written a Young Avengers project that I sent to them. So I sent them a 40-page document that outlines the entire 8-episode arc and all the characters with Hulkling and Wiccan, all the other Young Avengers. But one of the characters, other than the Young Avengers, other than, you know, these super fun characters that everybody loves who are, you know, the teenagers, I've always really wanted North Star to make an appearance. North Star is one of the original gay characters in all of comicdom, actually. and I have always been interested to see like what it would look like to have him on screen. And he would be super hot. Oh, because North Star's like hot. And the other one I'd really like to see is I think a sort of underrated X-Man is Angel. And I've always wanted to see Angel. And I hope that in the upcoming X-Men stuff that I know Marvel is going to do, I hope Angel shows up, because and I might show up as Angel here in the next year or so. Wink, wink. I've got some plans. So that'd be a lot of fun.
I love that. I love the Angel character as well. So yeah, and of course, I was a big fan of back then. I mean, I'm a Canadian kind of. One of my best friends is Canadian, so we talk about Alpha Flight back in the day and everything. So yeah, lots of fun. All right, question number 3. Not only are you an amazing actor, creator, producer, and all that fun stuff, you're also an amazing singer and dancer. If you could only enter or exit a room in one dance style for the rest of your life, how would you be entering and exiting those rooms?
Well, I honestly, to this day, still enter and exit rooms like doing ballet. Like it's so in my body that like, and people laugh, but it's no longer within my control. It's just what my body is now. And so there's a lot of releve, a lot of walking on toes, a lot of just like, arabesque into the room. So that, that's definitely a way to make an impression. Although I have to be careful with low ceilings because I have a tendency to hit the ceilings.
There you go. You got to watch the dangers afoot there. I love it. All right. Question number 4, Nathaniel. If Universal Studios decided to make their next ride or attraction a Hulkling and Wiccan adventure, how would you create that?
Ooh, what a great question. And, immediately my thoughts are like, okay, where in the park does it go? Because I've been there many times. But I think there's gotta be some flying involved, because what are Hulkling's wings for if not to do some flying? And thinking about the various attractions they have there, yes, you can use some fun screens and like fun stuff with that with Wiccan's magic. But if you can get some animatronics in there and some feelings of flying, maybe Hulkling is carrying Wiccan over something. I mean, Wiccan can fly on his own just fine, but I think that would be great fun. And then of course, you got to fall through a portal at some point. If you've got a reality bending magician at your side, you've got to have some like crazy, like almost like James Bond opening sequence style, just like who thought of this and what were they on, like barreling through the multiverse would be super fun.
That is a great answer. I love all of those things. All right. And question number 5, Nathaniel. You're so good at making the LGBTQ romantic kind of funny and romantic. What 2 or 3 movies might you remake and make them an LGBTQ love story?
Titanic.
Some type of characters.
I would die to see a gay Titanic. I think that would be so much fun. I would really enjoy that. Just like, especially in that era, there's so much uptightness that like it would be so fun. The tension would be up last. So there's definitely in there. I honestly wish, do you remember all of those X-Men movies that came out before Marvel was like super huge, like in the 2000s?
Right.
I would love it if there were some queer storylines in some of those movies. Like those were good movies. I enjoyed those movies quite a bit.
And
I
Ashmore
think
playing Iceman, who's now come out as gay too. I would love to have Ashmore back, right?
Oh. Exactly. Like how fun would that be? And then wow, what's like maybe a third one? I mean, the genres that I love usually have queer characters in them because I love sci-fi and fantasy. But gosh, like another movie, I always wondered what Lord of the Rings would look like if we had a lesbian couple somewhere, because those movies are famously, it's only Eowyn and Arwen are like the only 2 female characters. And
Right.
like in some of the video games, there are some women who will mess you up. There are a couple of them in some of the video games that are really fun, and I feel like they'd make some great queer characters in Lord of the Rings.
Oh, those are some great choices. I love all of those. Nathaniel Dolquist, you made it through 5 questions, my friend. Congratulations. Remind my listeners where they can find you on social media and where they can find this fantastic series that you put together on Hulkling and Wiccan.
Oh, yeah. Thanks so much. My YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok are all at Nathaniel Dolquist. Just spell my name. I'll come right up. And I'm on there all the time. So feel free to, shoot me a message or whatever. But yeah, so it's all up there. The Hulkling and Wiccan series is mostly on YouTube, although I am currently reposting vertical versions of it on the vertical social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. But it is designed to be seen horizontally. So if you want to watch it, head over to YouTube, and that's where it'll be.
Fantastic. Stay on the line for me, Nathaniel. Guys, we appreciate you tuning in every week because if it's Tuesday, it's time for 5 Questions With. Be sure to stay tuned. We have brand new Left of Straight show interviews every Wednesday and Thursday, so look for those the next couple days. We'll see you next time. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye. Alrighty, everyone. If it's Tuesday, it's time for another 5 Questions With. Back in studio with me, the very handsome, the very talented Mr. Mason McCulley is here. He is getting ready to start his one-man show, Carole Cook Died for My Sins, playing in Los Angeles, telling a remarkable story of recovery, passion, and magic that's happened in Mason's life. Mason, welcome back, my friend. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
I am so excited for you. The show could be going on as we speak, as this is airing. So I'm excited to hear all the great reviews I know that's coming for you. You ready to do a little 5 questions?
All right, let's do it.
All right. So now you're this multimedia maven now with everything. You've been writing, you've been directing, you've been producing, you've been acting. Which of those makes you want to just hide under the covers and have a pint of ice cream the most?
Oh my goodness. I mean, right now, doing this one-man show is one of the hardest things I've ever done. So I would say that getting on stage for 75 minutes by myself makes me want to hide under my covers and have a pint of ice cream.
There you go.
But I can't, so I won't.
There you go. Keep with the Diet Coke or the regular Coke and you're going good. Okay. All right. Question number 2, Mason. You're hosting a dinner party to honor the lovely Carole and your mother. Which 3 or 4 people will you invite that would tell the best stories about them?
Oh, goodness. Oh, my goodness. Lucille Ball, Ethel Merman for Carole, for sure. My mother's father. I would love to invite my mother's father, my grandfather. I never knew him, but apparently he wanted to be an actor. And apparently he was a fantastic storyteller. And then who else? Oh, goodness. I get one more with my mom. Oh, God, I don't know. My mother's best friend, Judy, she lives in Canada. Those are the people that I would invite, and I think that would be a fantastic dinner party.
That sounds amazing. I'm a huge foodie. What would you serve? Does Mason have a dish you're famous for?
Well, listen, I love, well, I guess if I have to cook it, this is what I would serve. I make a really good beef stew, and I actually made that for Carole and Tom several times. But Carole loved my chili. I made a white bean chicken chili with cornbread, and Carole loved that. So I think that might be fun to serve. I think it's a comfort food and a people pleaser.
That is one of my favorite meals. I love a good white chicken chili. Oh, yummy. All righty. Question number 3. What's the most ridiculous piece of advice you ever got while working in Hollywood? And what's the best advice you've ever gotten?
Oh, goodness. Ridiculous piece of advice. My first agent told me not to say that I was 6'2", to say that I was 6'1", because it makes me feel less intimidating if I'm 6'1" and not 6'2". This same agent told me to say that I was 18. Is that how it went? There was this one time I was auditioning for a Disney TV show, and I was like 25 years old because I'd already graduated from Pepperdine, but they wanted like a 17-year-old, and I looked like a baby. I could have played 17. And I know what it was. I think they were supposed to ask if you were over 18. There was something that happened and I messed up, and I said, I'm 18 years old. And they said, but you went to Pepperdine University. And I was like, gosh, I fucked that up. I don't know. I think that was ridiculous advice. Both of them, the height and the age. The greatest thing about yourself is who you are. Just be yourself.
That is good advice. I love that. All right, let me know. You've done everything in the entertainment field. Are we a singer? What is your go-to karaoke song?
Okay.
And would you attack it like you're auditioning for American Idol, or tell me about your singing?
I have 2. I have two go-to karaoke songs. Now, I will say this. I have not done karaoke since I quit drinking, so I don't know if I have the confidence in me. One of the best karaoke songs is Sweet Home Alabama, because whenever you sing it, the whole bar sings along. So you don't have to be a great singer. But if I want to show off my somewhat okay voice, I would sing Lady is a Tramp by Frank Sinatra. Those are my two.
Sinatra. Ooh,
Yeah.
man, those are two great choices. Now I want a ballad at the end of the play. That's all there is to it.
No, you don't. You think you do, but you don't.
All right, question number 5, Mason. Such Hollywood royalty you've surrounded yourself with, and you've learned the business so well. If you could be a fly on the wall of any movie set throughout time, what would you choose to kind of take a peek behind the curtain in, and why?
Ooh, these are fun. These are great fun. Oh my goodness, let's see, any movie set. You know what, this is so cheesy, but I would have loved to have been on, you know what would have been neat? To see Carole Cook working on The Incredible Mr. Limpet. She was at the beginning of her career. I think it was 1964. She was under contract at Warner Brothers when it was still a studio system. It was a big deal that she got that part. She played Don Knotts' wife. To see Carole at that age, she was probably my age when she did that role, and to see her just beginning, and to be on and that was a big break for her. That would be cool. That would have been so neat. It was a big studio movie, and there was a lot of money involved, and she was with a great actor, Don Knotts, and she was just getting on the scene. I think that would be neat to see Carole's excitement on set, to see her preparation. I think there was one day where Lucy came to Warner Brothers as a visit, as they did back then. There was probably a photographer on set to say, Lucille Ball comes to visit her protege, Carole Cook, that kind of stuff. I think that would have been neat to see the excitement, to see Carole's excitement during that time. And I think that would have been very special.
That's amazing. Mason McCulley, you made it through 5 questions. Congratulations on this fantastic new play that you wrote. Carole Cook Died for My Sins. Playing at the Skylight Theater in Los Angeles right now. Look for your tickets. Let everyone know where they can follow you on social media, my friend, and just kind of follow along on this amazing journey you're starting. Instagram. Everything's on Instagram. Just my name at Mason McCulley. There's a Carole Cook Died for My Sins Instagram. But we're having a lot of fun with Instagram. As I said, putting old footage from the documentary, and we've been documenting the process of the play, and so that's where all the info is. So come find me. There you go. Well, Mason, you're going to have to come back real soon. I appreciate it. Stay on the line for me, my friend. Guys, if it's Tuesday, it's always 5 questions with. Be sure to come back next week. And we got 2 more brand new days of Left of Straight Show interviews this Wednesday and Thursday. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to our bonus podcast, 5 Questions With. Be sure to look for us every Tuesday as we bring back some of your favorite guests from the previous week's interviews and some special best of 5 questions guests as well. If you haven't subscribed yet or hit the like button, tap those buttons now to help other people find Left of Straight podcasts. We appreciate you for listening and look for our interviews with your favorite LGBTQ and straight allies from entertainment, foodies, music, books, and advocacy. We'll see you next week, because if it's Tuesday, it's time for 5 Questions With.